Good afternoon, and what is a cool, bright and sunny day. It is Tuesday, December the 19th. I've got a nice hot cup of tea and a box to unbox, role-playing to unbox. This is the Devil's Dandy Dogs, a role-playing game about magic, mystery, teamwork and the desires that drive us. You're one of the Devil's Dandy Dogs, a creature made of the Devil's shadow, and as such you are tasked with one thing: collecting souls. You'll face myriad people, places, creatures, experiences and conundrums, not to mention temptations. And when you're done, the devil will want a rousing story of your exploits. Collaborate with the rest of your pack and the diviner to create the conflict, characters and resolutions to your tale. Special dice from a tarot-style deck generate interesting twists and turns. This is no prep, rules light. Narrative role-playing game is filled with mystery, magic and the unforeseen, and a pack of supernatural dogs trying to do their best to be oh so good. This is published by Monte Cook Games and was pushed into my hands by the delightful Kate Evans. Thank you very much to her. But let's unbox this fully. Through the cellophane, fingers underneath that. Doesn't want to go. Okay, so we go. Let's find out what is inside. And we start off with the traditional what's in the box. I always love what's in the box. Slips, just explain here's what you've got. So it says, game includes the following: the Devil's Dandy Dogs core rulebook, Devil's Dandy playbook, reference book, the Soul's Arrow cloth playmat, 11 character sheets, Devil's Dice, 3, Temptation Die, 1, Diviner's Deck, 36 cards, Temptation cards, 20, Trick cards, 22, Pact of the Pack cards, 13, Devil's Door cards, Fate Folly cards. There we go, illustration of them all, and you've got a QR code on the back for various downloads, and then underneath that, this is the Devil's Dandy Dogs rulebook. The Devil's heart is in his dogs. It's fine and dandy devil dogs. It's his lithe and lanky devil's dog. The devil's heart is in his dogs. Give them treats for being sweet. Those dandy dogs. Anonymous at Tales of the Heartwood. So we open up. It's got a slim little rulebook, compact. Table of contents. Quite an interesting kind of swirling layout there. And it says all games ask a question. The question this game asks is, how can we create the best story? But best, of course, subjective. That leads to further questions. The what does it mean to tell the best story? And then you've got essentially play basics, explanation of your pack and your play and your toys. How to set the mood. Not the devil you know, not the religion you know either, and dealing with caution and consent. All a good setup for the game. And then ask the question, who's a good dog then? And tells you what all good dandy dogs can do, which is ghost sense, pack speak, shadow walk, speak and read, ride the lines, and soul speak. Terms you know, and roles in the game. Traits, devil, dandy and dog. Drives and temptations. All succinctly detailed. And then things like how to use your drive. Use of goals and memory. Achieving your goal, and you've got an example as well. How to collect memory shards. Gaining the devil's mark. And then exploring the devil's playground. and story beats and sniffing butts, but not really. Off and home. Deal with the devil, but it's all fun and games. And so on. Dark Night of the Soul, the Devil's Interval, all basically the story beats of whatever tell you would tell, and then how to roll the bones, how to roll the dice, facing temptations, call and response, basically just like a pack. Discussing combat, how does that come into play? Throw Me a Bone and Fate's Folly and Devil's Door. Essentially just aspects of the rules going through simply, clearly laid out. We've got an example of play there. I always appreciate a good example of play, because even if I don't necessarily grasp what's going on in the rules in the first read through, I look at the example of play and I'll have enough information from the explanation of the rules to actually go, oh, I see what they're doing, and then I can go right back and read the rules again and check. And of course, the other thing about the example rules, it gives you an indication of how the designers intend that the game should be played. Tips for playing a narrative game. That applies to any kind of narrative game, really. And then throwing the ball, catching the ball, essentially the back and forth of the story, embracing uncertainty, revel in the abstraction, how to use the diviner. The diviner deals with cards, setting things up like that. Your role, tips for running a narrative game. So this is tips for the diviner. Invite co-creation, it says. Cooperate, work together to tell the story. Encourage players to describe their actions in the past tense. Skipping the boring bits, reward creatively, and running story bits. So, all good sections of advice there. And this is, we've got the Soul's Arrow playmat, which I'll show you in a minute. There's the explanation. Talking about deals and what makes a great deal. Fun and games. When to ask for a roll. Fate's Folly and Devil's Door revisited. In the Devil's Interval. So, essentially, it says there's no prep, but essentially, you've still got to read through the rule book, you've still got to learn how to play the game. But beyond that, anyway, so next we have the Devil's Playbook. So, introduction. This is a bit tightly bound in comparison to the rule book. How to use the cards, and how to use the playmat, and then explaining the cards, arrow, bell. You've got some fun. You're also showing the cards there as well, so you understand. You can look at the card and easily find it as a reference in the book, both illustration and text. Cloak, crossroads, quite literally. Death, of course, change rather than necessarily death. Of course, dog. Fate. And so on, so on. So that's the playbook, Devil's Playbook. And then underneath that, you have this. This is the cloth playbook. Back up. and you can hear the rattle of dice there. So we have different character sheets here. So we have, here's the Scrounger, and then you have, so you've got the Scrounger, and it's gatefold, so essentially you've got all that, you know, essentially with traits, Devil's Mark, Hunger, background on the Scrounger, notes, details on playing the game and the mechanics on the back, and the sort of tracker and some more note space there. And the others, dogs include, just going through, some Beloved, Dimmed, Dreamed, Exquisite, Faithful, the Frolic, the Hearth, the Veiled, the Vermilion, and then we've got a blank one. So you've got all those sheets, those character folders. As well. So you've got the single die there, that's the devil's die. And you've got the dog's die there, and they've got their own. I'll show you. There we go. I was going to drop something, but it's the cards. You've got this little space there for the dice there, and then you've got the two sets of cards. I'll get this open. There we go. That's one set of cards open. So you have in here, let's just put several cards in here. So these are all very similar. And then we have just separate out these. You have sort of different coloured backs of these, but what you've got on the front, the artwork is fantastic. I mean, really like that. And that, sorry, let's see if I can show you that properly. That. But what you've got on all of these is essentially sort of like prompts, like a little help, walk among, mind over matter, lead out of temptation. We've got a blank one, and then events like the devil arrives, and then fate cards. So you've got all those. And then you've got the second big pack. And there are more of those cards. And then these are just the sort of like general, these are the general tarot cards. Just the artwork on this is fantastic. I've just browse some of that. You'll have seen some of these in the book I showed you, in the Devil's, sort of like the Devil's playbook, but just see the artwork in its full glory. These are lovely. So yeah, that's a fantastic looking set of two decks of cards. Really impressed by just the production values on what is designed to be a introductory storytelling game. Once you learn the rules, you just bring it to the table and play. I really like that. So looking forward to giving this an absolutely proper review, and I absolutely want to thank Kate again at Monte Cook Games for thrusting it in my general direction. That's the Devil's Dandy Dogs, published by Monte Cook Games. Looking forward to giving that a proper review. In the meantime, thanks for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you enjoyed this, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with a box containing a book or a supplement, or in this case, a role-playing game, which I will unbox and talk about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Once again, thanks for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.